Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to FKU Africa Podcast. That's your host, man, Maneza F8. We're keeping it cool, we're keeping it right here in the depths in the city of Durban, eThekwini. So, yeah, man, we've been going through a lot in terms of not even the country, man, in terms of the world at large. So, this is the last episode of 2021. We'll see each other again on 2022 with the new episodes, with the new style, with the new studio, new setup, new everything. We're gonna rebrand the podcast, a new style of podcasting. So yeah, man. This podcast is not the usual one. It's just now the recap of what has been happening throughout the whole year, man. Things that you might have now forgotten about it, things that have happened in the world, in this country. So let's just guys go through it and see if we can still try to appreciate whatever that have happened to us. It's either good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So, man, first of all, I would say if I can try to mention the thing that have hit really hard on me, mostly in terms of South Africa, is losing some of the celebrities that we know, people that we grew up watching, people that inspired us, people who made change and make sure that kids have something to get inspired by, something to dream of, something to make them just get out of themselves and whatever they're going through. So we lost a couple of people, a couple of people that we grew up watching. Just to mention a few, I can, on top of my head now, I can think of Menzingubane. As we all know, Menzingubane was Busiso Lomo from Generations. Everyone knows. If you don't know Generations, is the uh, soapy that has been running for more than 20 years, I would say. Here in South Africa, man, it starts now, I think, at 8 o'clock on SABC 1. Um, I don't really watch that now. I used to watch it when I was staying at home because I had no choice. I was not controlling the channels. So, yeah, I think when you was there, I was still watching. I was fanning for him. Of course, he was in way more films before that. He was in, uh, I think he was also on Yizo Yizo. He was also on the one that uh, had Madlanduna. Yes. So he has been a big inspiration to us throughout the years with his roles. Always seemed like a cool guy, a guy that is always on style, the kind of clothes he would wear. So yeah, man, he inspired a lot of us, man, growing up. So I would say, may his soul rest in peace. Also, Shona Ferguson, the wife, the husband of Connie Ferguson, who we know as uh, on Generations. What's her name now? It's flashing, but yeah, Karabo Moroka, yeah. So yeah, she's also now on the Queen as Harriet Koza. Yeah, Shona was also on the Queen as the captain. I think he was a policeman. Yeah, he's been acting a lot of cool stuff. He was now also in Kings of Joburg and different kind of stuff that he was in. I think he was also on Mubango, if I'm not mistaken. So he has been a good inspiration throughout the years. There's quite a lot that have passed. The other lady that she was acting on 70 line, I'm not sure about her name. Yeah, and Fatih Makashalala, I think she was on Intersection. She was also on uh, uh, a series that was being acted in during the Eastern Cape called Chisa. She was there. So she was a cool lady, man. She passed. And quite more of the other people who passed as well and who are not celebrities. People in the government, I think, people who in the councils and stuff. So, and also people just in general who have passed. We say condolences to all the families that have experienced that. You know what I'm saying? So um, that's the main thing that I wanted to share the passing of the loved ones of other people throughout these years. Fortunately for me, no one from my family did pass. I'm fortunate and I'm grateful for that. I want to thank izinyenye zami utyana umdumo noqhuba amazotsho amahle neenkomo zawo for usigcina ixesha lonke sikwazi uba siwugqibe lo nyaka sisaphila sisonke. It's not easy, man, to have people who are old, people who had conditions, but we managed to go through this COVID, and we are still going through it. Um, People who are vaccinated, people who are not vaccinated, it's still a debate. Yeah, man. So looking at something else throughout this year, it's the issue of looting. That was the main turning point in terms of understanding the dynamics of South Africa. Looting has exposed a lot of things. It exposed a lot of racial tensions that we have here in South Africa, man. Because when the looting started, it started in here in KZN and also in Gauteng. So when that was happening, it was linked to the former president Jacob Zuma because he was at that time he was arrested and he was in escort uh, correction, yeah, correctional services. So that sparked a lot of anger towards people who are predominantly Zulu. So when that happened in places that have a lot of Zulus who are residing in, like Johannesburg and also KZN, they started looting, vandalizing shops, vandalizing malls, burning down warehouses, trucks, the works, man. So that looting turned into something else, though, where people who were looting coming from the formal settlements of Inanda, Mashu, wanted to go and loot in Phoenix, that is opposite Mashu, that is predominantly resided by Indians. So that became a problem because there are there are few men uh, places of entries in those places. So what they did there in Phoenix, the Indians, they close up the roads, they close up the main entrances, and then make sure that they are controlling the traffic, who's coming in, who's not coming in. So when that happened, people showed up and finding another ways of going in. Maybe some were walking by in other entrances and find themselves in Phoenix. So the people in Phoenix, Indians, protecting their goods, protecting their malls, protecting their warehouses, shops, and all that. They started to shoot to anyone that is suspicious. According to them, suspicious means black. Anyone that is black is around the area. They are getting shot at. People died, and that sparked a lot of controversies in terms of racism, tribalism. People got involved, politicians got involved, and they used that to canvass because we just came now out of local government elections. So, with that being said, the looting just changed the dynamics of how we live as South Africans, and also it changed a lot of international relations in terms of investing. We see the prices now of gas going up, prices of electricity and all that stuff going up. A lot of investors pulled off, pulled out in their deals here in South Africa. So the impact that they've happened through that looting is severe, and it's still going to be severe as years to come, because a lot of people lost their jobs in that situations. Other malls, they are still closed even now, and people lost jobs. Taxi industry lost their pet, because they were taxis that were mainly working in the malls, taking people from the malls to the communities. Those jobs are lost. And most malls have a lot of different shops, over 20 shops, a lot of employees, thousands of employees. They are sitting at home now. And that brings us another different problem, which is crime. Because when people are staying at home, they are getting creative. Crime sparks going up, people being pregnant because they have nothing much to do. They're just sitting around. So that brings another problems, because now if you bring in a child in a situation where you don't have money, you have nothing to feed those kids that you are bringing in this life, you get creative. You wanted to find ways of doing things. Criminality start to spark up. So we are facing a lot of outcomes now, a lot of outcomes that have happened through that looting. So that is the main part that we need to acknowledge throughout this year. And there is a situation where South Africans uh, are faced with the issue of vaccination. So it's not only South Africans, but this is where I live in. So this is where I understand the situation. This is where I read more about. So I said this on episode around, I think episode 57 or 59, that when they were starting to throw the words like mandatory, compulsory, you will not go in there, you will go there if you are vaccinated or not. So when they started talking about those kind of words, using those statements of people who are not vaccinated, we will not attend such events. People who are not vaccinated, we will not go into restaurants, or in certain restaurants, people who are not vaccinated, they will not go into gatherings, work-related gatherings, or any kind of gatherings. So now we are in a situation that is worse than that. We are in a situation where companies are starting to say now, if you're not vaccinated by the end of February, or by the 1st of February, I just saw this came letters are just going around. I'm not sure if that's not a fake or what, but the people that have sent me assured me that it's not a fake. The people that has sent, he actually took the picture of the letter, because his sister was working at this camp. So we are in a situation where we have companies now starting to say, if you are not vaccinated by this date, you are going to have to provide, they're starting now to say you will have to provide a proof that you are not sick with COVID 19 every week, every Monday. You will provide, I think, uh, you will provide a letter from the doctor that is assuring them, I think, is assuring them of that you're not going to spread COVID 19 in their vicinities, and you also have some sort of reasons that you are not a medical reason that preventing you from getting the vaccine. So they come in with all these kind of things, man, complicated thing. Because when they're saying that you must provide a negative test every Monday, which means you must go and pay for the testing in every Monday. So that's another problem that they are trying now to introduce. So after that, they are going to say that if you're not adhering to those conditions, you will be dismissed. So mind you that in South Africa we have around 70% of people who are not yet vaccinated. 75% is a lot of people who are not yet vaccinated. So if those people they choose to stay not vaccinated, and also choose to say if you are not, if you want to kick out us out of the jobs, you do that. So with only 25% people who are working in South Africa, how is that going to be a surviving state? What is going to happen? That's going to be a failed state for sure. So we're not are thinking these things through as South Africans, and the government is not involving us in all these kind of big decisions that is involving our livelihood. So this is the problems that we are facing. This is the problems that we are going to stay with for a while. Uh, I'm really not sure how do I actually feel about it, because forcing people to do things, man, it's a really going to make them rebel more against it. If you are trying now to force people to get vaccinated, you are making them run away even more from being vaccinated, which is not what you want as a government. The more people who are coming through at first when these things were being introduced, registering in the lines, it's because at first there was not much push and much force around it. It was just settled. But now when they started to force people to start to saying this is not going to happen if you are not vaccinated, you're not going to go there if you're not vaccinated, it's mandatory, it's not mandatory, it's compulsory, it's not compulsory, then people started to go against it. So when people are going against it, there's nothing you can do, man. This is how struggles have been won in so many countries over the years. People rebelling against the system. So if the system is not right for the people, the system will not work. So just try another means of getting people vaccinated if you have to, because I don't see why uh, people have to be forced to be vaccinated if they don't want to get vaccinated for their reasons. Because at first, when these things were being introduced to us, people were told that no one would be forced to get vaccinated. People will get vaccinated if they wanted to. Now people are being forced. People are being called at work. People that I know getting calls from the HR. HR is asking, why, when are you getting vaccinated? Why are you not vaccinated yet? That's wrong. You are the HR. You can't be forcing people to get vaccinated. You are not the doctor. Your job is to provide the information, not to harass people to get vaccinated. As a HR person, you're not supposed to be harassing people to get vaccinated. You're supposed to provide the information. If you have to remind them now and then, but not be harassing them to getting vaccinated. The more you harass people to get vaccinated, the more you're going to lose those people, or the more you're going to get a backlash that you're not going to like. So people must just be mindful of what they are playing at. People they must be mindful of what they're doing, because it's really bad enough that we, as South Africans, we were having a vaccine that was expiring, and now they are saying that this new variant of Omicron is mutating around people who are vaccinated. It's not information that uh, um, I I have facts on. Not information that I read about on medical papers as I usually do. This is information that I had just heard on the news, which I don't trust the news, but people seem to be trusting the news. So I will just tell that because I saw that circulation on certain news outlets that the Omicron is emulating around people who are vaccinated, is affecting people who are vaccinated. So there's also another thing that is scaring people. So that's scary, man. So yeah, man. That became so heavy. That just went so heavy, man. This is a celebration, man, of 2021. The last episode. It's been fun, man. I enjoy making these small episodes for you guys, because I just believe now a long form kind of interviews, especially when we are doing a solo interviews, uh, not saying interview, solo podcast. It's not always great to have a long thing that going on, especially if you are doing it alone. But when you have an interview or have someone else to interact with, it's always good to go at least over a 1 hour strap. So that's good. But for me, I prefer going from 20 minutes to 30. That's my threshold, because I believe people's listening span is not as much as it used to be, and people are not paying attention for so long on everything. Like even me, man, I would listen to podcasts that goes to an hour or more if they are interactive. If they are two people or more. But if it's one person just dishing up information, 20 to 30, yeah, that's me. Uh, 10 to 90, especially if the information is more educational, history oriented, or stuff like that. You don't want to make it long, because people will end up not paying attention. People will just take the first part and then they will go. You want uh, to, to to bring your best information in the first 5 minutes, because that's where most people would listen. First 5 minutes, and then they're out. They are not paying attention anymore, or even if it's playing, but they are not paying deep attention to it. So this is where I'm at, man. Please support the podcast. Make sure that you check out the podcast on Spotify, YouTube, if you can. Also on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. That's where we're getting a lot of views now on Google Podcast, and also on the website Maneza F8.co.za, stroke podcast, or FKU dash podcast. You'll see the links on the description. You can also support the podcast by making sure that you follow and the links on the support. Go to DistroKid if you are a musician. Sign up for your music using the link, and post the music. We're getting something out of that. Or else, if you want to go into cryptocurrency, as I am, uh, go follow some Dogecoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever coin that you think that is going to make more money in the next 2 months. Go in there, use the app.revix.com. That's where I'm at, and use that promo code NM12. That's the promo code that I'm using. and make sure that you use, if you want to go there and in support of the podcast, use that promo code. You will get a 200 to start on for free. You will get a 200 to start on for free. I'm also getting something if you deposited. So yeah, that's how it is, man. Uh, the support. If you want to also like a few people that have done that, you can go to the podcast, the website Maneza F8.co.za, under FKU Africa podcast. There is a donate button in there. Go in there, donate, leave whatever amount you want to leave, your 30 rand up to 300,000 if you want to. It's up to you. Man, I'd appreciate that because the money helps to better the quality of the podcast, to subscribe to the systems like this, StrapYard, so we can do the podcast live. Also, buy the equipment that we are using, the lighting, the makeup, the mics, the cameras, and all that. So that's what we do with the money that you supporting us with in terms of donations. You can also check PayPal and Maneza, Maneza at gmail.co.za. That's my PayPal. You can share money there. Yeah, man. It's all about support. If you want us to grow, fikiria wa undani, jugu. If you are on YouTube, subscribe. If you are not.